shifting the focus to the auto pack, M&M is an interesting play that we have been watching out for. The stock is down nearly over 4%, and the street actually was watching out for the kind of bookings that they would get with regards to the new launches. First, let's head across to Puneet to give us a lowdown. Puneet, in terms of the bookings, 30,000 is a pretty decent number, but it seems that the street is not really enthused with it. What do you make out of it? What are you picking up, and what brokerages are saying?
Well, definitely, it's a very strong number in terms of the electric vehicle bookings on the first day itself. But there are two key aspects that you need to know about. One is, of course, the EV booking number, and second is the potential tariffs that might come from April 2nd on imports of automobiles. Now, the company Mahindra Mahindra exports the Oja tractor in the US, and that might be one of the key things which might be impacting the stock today. But apart from that, when we shift focus to the passenger car side, there is no complaint on that aspect. So just three key data points. They have roughly 30,000 bookings on the first day itself, which was 14th of Feb for the electric vehicle models, the BE6 as well as the XCV90. And what interesting is that the company has mentioned that the collective bookings of all these numbers is roughly about 8,400 odd crores, which is of course executed over the next 12 to 18 months. So definitely a big number there. Apart from that, they mentioned the split between XCV90, which is the premium model. Prices start at roughly about 26.9 lakhs, goes all the way to 30 lakhs. That model has effectively have 56% of the bookings, and that's another key number to watch out for. What's interesting is that roughly we sold about 1 lakh electric vehicle cars in FY24. So just on the first day, roughly 30% of that demand has got into M&M, and that's expected to increase going forward as well. But the only disappointment might be on the number itself. If I really have to just pick a number, is because when you compare it to the Thar launch, which happened in August of 2024, that number was much higher than this, because that roughly was 1.7 lakh units in the first hour of opening of the bookings. That's roughly 3 times of what they sold for the Thar in the year of 2023, the calendar year of 2023. When in comparison, the electric vehicle, this is roughly 6 months of bookings that they've got in the first day itself, while not a bad number at all. I think just the comparison with the legendary model of Thar might be a disappointing factor for the market participants if have to really go on and deeper and try to get that number out. But Nomura has come out with a very interesting note. They expect that Mahindra and Mahindra will effectively become the #1 player by revenue market share, not by market share of sales, but by revenue market share, because of the higher selling prices of their models by FY26. And that's a big, bold statement that they're making. They're estimating that they will have a total of about 6 lakh cars sold, and roughly about 50 to 60,000 will be the electric vehicles. They've also mentioned that the initial feedback for the lower price model, the BE6, where the prices start from 18.9 lakhs, has seen a lot of younger crowd as well. So overall, there is not too much to speculate. It's a lot of numbers that are going around. But overall, while the EV booking number has been pretty strong, I think the tariff on tractors might be something to watch out for.
A lot of key positives in the store. Thank you, Puneet, for getting us a lowdown on the same. In fact, we did speak to Parag Thakkar as well in the studio of his view, because he's absolutely invested in M&M over the last 2 to 3 months. He's betting big on rural India. Let's quickly hear out his comments as well.
We have M&M in our portfolio, and we have taken it not because of this product launch numbers and all. We have bought it because of we believe in rural recovery. And we believe that we have bought it 3-4 months ago, and when we felt that rural is about to recover. So it was not a bet which was based on these launches. Of course, this was one of the triggers which we anticipated. And I think the numbers are good, but not that great for the launch. But we have it in the portfolio. So we have TVS and Mahindra, 2 automobile OEMs in our portfolio. No, I'm saying, I know that this is what, auto analysts come out with the reports, right? And sometimes it's a human tendency to change your views based on market prices also. So many people were expecting higher number, but it's okay, I think. One has to remember that Mahindra's 50-55% of the profits come from tractors, where they have given a very good outlook, and Q4 should be very good for them. In tractors, that is the channel check we have done. So I would say that just buying it on the base of this product launch and the bookings.
Right, so absolute positive commentary coming in on an M&M from Parag Thakkar as well, that this is just a knee-jerk reaction And M&M tractors, that sales is expected to be spectacular in the fourth quarter. That's what his channel checks are indicating, and that could be another trigger point for you to look at an M&M. So probably the kind of sell-off that you're seeing today could be a good entry level. But let's take that question with Sharmila as well. Sharmila, how are you looking at a M&M?
Just to first comment on this whole argument, let me also give my 2 bits there. So, when you're looking at the booking number, you also have to look at it in comparison to the total number of EV cars that are sold in a year. And then if you look at that booking number, then I think it's a really good number. Of course, if you compare it with Thar or any other car booked on the first day, which market has been sort of waiting for, then the number could look lower. But you must not forget that EV car market is still a developing market, and within that market, if you get this kind of a booking number, then it's really a very good number. If you number of electric vehicles which are sold in a year and what they managed to do on the first day they opened, and if you look at the product, it's a great product. Having said that, I completely agree that it's for Mahindra, this is still a very small bit of their business, EV cars. It's a great launch, but it's a small bit of their business. You do need to focus on tractors and the other larger bits. And to my mind, the sell-off is really more of a knee-jerk, and it's more really sort of accounting for the fact that we are not in a great market to start with, and any piece of news which you think is bad is going to get punished. So, that's how I'm looking at it. I don't think that I'm too affected by the news as a long-term investor. I do hold Mahindra and Mahindra. So honestly, I didn't really link the fall in the stock to the EV sales number.
Absolutely, any negative news is affecting. You can see Zen Technologies as well. 20% outtake in spite of the kind of numbers that have come in. But Samil, which is Samvardhana